Hey guys, today I'm going to be going over the top 3 reasons why Drake gets so much hate. Now, what particularly is it about Drake that attracts so much hate? There are a few things, and I'll explain. Number 1. He had it easier than he lets on. Drake was well off, but occasionally tries to front as though he came up rough to fit in with the street hip-hop persona. Drake grew up in a nice part of Toronto with the Jewish side of his family, and wanted for little, so this gets to people. We all know Drake never started from anything close to a legitimate bottom, unless we'd get a little annoyed when he claims to have done so. The second reason that people give him so much hate is he's not really as hard as he puts off. Just as he has shown a tendency to try and claim he came up rougher than he has, Drake is also known to claim more toughness than we know he really possesses. He will occasionally speak in a manner designed to associate him with an aggressive or violent behavior, even though we know he's got nothing to do with any of that, and never has had anything to do with that in his whole life. Which again, he spent primarily growing up in a Toronto suburb. A prime example of this was seen in the particular verse of his hit single, Headlines.
My napkin in my shirt cause I'm just mobbing like that. You know good and well that you don't want a problem like that. You gon' make someone around me catch a body like that. No, don't do it. Please don't do it. Cause one of us goes in and we all go through it.
In this verse, Drake claims to be somewhat of a mobster while also threatening violence, implying that folks should want few problems with him, because if they have them, someone will catch a body. We all know Drake is not a mobster or gang kingpin capable of calling in murders. Then he talks about dealing with friends going to prison, another problem Drake is unlikely to have ever dealt with. I liked Headlines quite a bit, but I see where people are coming from with this critique. It doesn't seem genuine. And the third major thing causing him so much hate is he says some really bitch-made shit from time to time. Drake has dropped some very feminine lyrics from time to time. A prime example of this is heard in No New Friends.
I still ride with my day one niggas, I don't really need no new friends, no new friends, no new friends, no new.
The whole idea of this song is that Drake has his friends and doesn't want to meet anyone new. This is reminiscent of the kind of thing a bunch of cliquey 6th grade girls might run around saying to their classmates in order to isolate girls they don't like, and or make themselves feel more important than they are. Most men are open to meeting cool new people. Girls are the ones who tend to be associated with the kind of bitchy, cliquey behavior exhibited in the lyrics of No New Friends. Again, I don't think the song is that bad on the whole, but I can see that it had a feminine, cliquish energy to it. I understand the critics. Charlemagne the God sums up the issue very well in this video, which I'll link below in the description. Now, in summary, as I've been saying, I don't dislike Drake. He makes a lot of good music, much of which has resonated with me on a personal level. Of course, I have noticed that my favorite songs of his, Fear, Dreams, Money Can Buy, Look What You've Done, aren't his most popular, and that isn't a coincidence. When it comes to his mainstream stuff, the Immortal Big Ghost critique is just about on point. Here, I'm going to put it on the screen, so pause the video so you have time to read it, or try to read fast. In his most popular songs, Drake plays to an image that sells, and he's very good at it. He plays like a tough guy by throwing out a few aggressive lines about catching bodies and all that, to appeal to the legions of wannabe suburban thugs out there with money to burn. Ups the softness and bitch-made talk a notch or two to appeal to young Western females, the world's most powerful block of customers. This earns him some enemies, but it earns him even more money. Now, I don't like the game, but I respect a good player when I see one, and Drake is a great player. That being said, the fact that engagement in this aforementioned game is so richly rewarded in our society today is an issue in and of itself. It tells us that ours is a society that prioritizes and rewards the feminization of men, as illustrated by the overly emotional and cliquish examples of Drake above, and the overall increasing feminization of hip-hop in general, while also promoting inauthentic behavior. On the other hand, the heavy backlash that Drake receives for his effeminate celebrity persona is almost disheartening in a way. It shows that despite the fact that our society has been hell-bent on shaming and eliminating masculinity and promoting fakeness, people are able to see through the acts. A very large number of men, despite the abundance of programming to the contrary, still reject the feminized, anti-masculine examples put before them and call out inauthentic behavior when they see it. In short, despite the best efforts of many powerful interests, a lot of men are still, for the most part, men. They resent the adoption of feminized behavior patterns by other men and don't co-sign fakeness very quickly. Given this reality, it is hoped that self-aware men concerned with self-improvement remain able to identify feminizing promotions when they see them and reject them without shame, choosing more masculine courses of action instead. The persistence of this society depends on it. Thanks for watching.